Hey, my name is Nathan, and this is my cat. And this is my gat. I live in Canada, and I own this thing legally. To do that in Canada, you've got to be committed, and you've got to be a really good boy. One misstep in this country, and any random person can report you, even for bad behavior online, and poof, your guns are confiscated. This is because we don't live in America, and we have very strong gun laws in Canada. In Canada, it takes a lot of money and patience, like 6 months of patience, to jump through the legal hoops to get this thing. Its serial number is now legally linked to me and my address, and if it goes missing, guess who's in trouble? Not the criminal, it's me. So why on earth would anyone go through so much work to get this thing? I must be some crazy right-wing prepper, afraid of imminent societal collapse and ready to be violent if that ever happened, right? Well, no, that's not me, and that's not what gun owners in Canada are all about. We're a broad and diverse group of people from across the political spectrum. So why would we want to own guns anyway? At the end of the day, it's because shooting guns is actually a ton of fun, like really fun. I'll elaborate more on this later, but for now, I'll say if you haven't shot one, you should really give it a go. The bang, the smell, the engineering and deep history behind your favorite gun, you never know, you might just find your new favorite hobby. But wait, just watch the news, Nathan. There are daily shootings in the streets. People are dying all the time because of these guns in our communities. I must be so selfish that I'd value my hobby over young human lives. Well, again, the answer is no. Gun owners aren't selfish. If there is verifiable evidence that banning handguns in Canada would increase public safety, you can bet gun owners would be understanding. But the fact is, when we look into it and listen to our experts, there really isn't much to substantiate a claim that banning sporting handguns in Canada would do anything to decrease gun violence.
Our firearms investigators will be relentless in their efforts to determine the origin of these firearms involved. However, it has been our experience that the majority of firearms we are seizing in the city have come from across the border, United States. We are doing what we can to stem this tide.
So the city councilor is calling for a national handgun ban. Could we just get your thoughts?
I can tell you that the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police have indicated that that won't make any difference. When we seize handguns, the handguns are always, almost 100%, in the possession of people who have no legal right to possess them. They're almost always stolen or illegally obtained. I simply don't see, as a 27-year veteran, how adding another layer of law will make any difference anywhere in this country. There are handguns all over, they're all illegal, and they're in the hands of criminals. And that the people that legitimately own them, they're in safes and being taken to gun clubs. The two sections don't intersect. Somebody saying, oh, it's illegal to have that gun in Winnipeg, is just another layer of, and I guess it might make some people feel good, but it will not change the threat level one iota.
Yes, there is evidence of legal guns being stolen in Canada and winding up in criminal hands. There are also cases of straw purchasers buying legal guns to funnel them into the black market, but these events are rare. Still, you might say banning guns in Canada has to be done because removing any gun from society is good and will result in less guns for criminals to buy and less guns on our streets. Problem with that statement is that it assumes the supply of guns from America, which is the gun capital of the planet, and a country we share the world's longest undefended land border with, is fixed. But it isn't. It's infinite. And even if it was impossible to buy a gun from a store in Canada, the supply from the South can and will readily expand to fill the slack in the supply here. Banning guns in Canada ultimately hurts one group, the good people who want to enjoy shooting sports with their family and friends at gun clubs. Gun violence cannot be fixed by attempting to eliminate access to guns, just like the opioid epidemic hasn't been solved by banning fentanyl. Gang and gun violence, like addiction and overdose, isn't caused by the simple existence of a thing. These tragic problems are more a symptom of deeper societal issues relating to poverty and systemic inequalities, which banning target sports isn't going to fix. So why even care? Even if banning guns won't make communities safer, we should just ban them anyways. You don't understand guns and you think they are stupid, so fuck gun owners. Well, that cold mentality is a burden in modern society. We are humans too, and despite having different interests, we've got more in common than we don't. After all, tolerance and openness is a crucial part of our national identity in Canada, and the people that own guns in Canada simply want those principles extended to them as well. Gun owners are so defensive about this issue because of how much we stand to lose. It's not just having your gun taken away. It's losing sunny afternoons at the club with your friends. It's losing the thing that brings your family together. It's losing the weekend event you look forward to during a hard week at work. It's really frustrating to hear non-gun owners say dismissive things like, just get a new hobby. It's not that simple. Many of us have been doing this for decades. That's decades of learning techniques and developing skills, decades of learning the engineering concepts behind our equipment, learning the material science involved, learning the physics behind the ballistics, decades of learning the history and stories behind our favorite models of firearms, decades of friendships and camaraderie built around a shared passion. Banning guns results in a mental and emotional loss for gun owners that isn't quite quantifiable, and it simply cannot make the streets any safer. We aren't monsters. We aren't your enemy, and our sport isn't making you any less safe. We just want to be treated with the same respect as anyone else would in this country. Thanks for watching.